Jai Gurudev. So all yogis, expert yogis, how was your exam?
Good, awesome. Got a mini thesis.
So who will begin? Page 62.
I can begin. Rama said, "Pray explain to me the mystery of time. In the story of Leela, sometimes a whole lifetime was spent in 8 days, sometimes in 1 month. I am puzzled. Are there different time scales in different universes?" Vasistha replied, "O Rama, whatever one thinks within oneself in his own intelligence, that alone is experienced by him. To a suffering person, a night is an epoch, and a night of revelry passes like a moment. In a dream, a moment is not different from an epoch. But to the sage whose consciousness has overcome limitations, there is neither day nor night."
Yeah, it is in your own mind. Sometimes when you are very happy, yeah, you feel, oh, time is passing so fast. And when you are really upset and sad, you think, forever I have been sad. Forever it has been like this, isn't it? Yeah. So that is one aspect that he speaks about. There is another aspect that has been deleted in this book, which I'll read out to you. Yeah. It is in the other Yoga Vasistha book. I've always spoken about this other book, remember? Yeah. This book is so thick. Yeah. So I'll read out the next paragraph which has been omitted in our book. Yeah. It says, a lifetime of Manu is but an hour and a half to Brahma. Who's Manu?
Us man.
Human life. Yeah. Our entire life is 1.5 hours. How many minutes is that? 90 minutes of Brahma. Got it? Brahma's lifetime is 1 day of Vishnu. Yeah? And Vishnu's entire lifespan is Shiva's 1 day. And what is Shiva? Shiva is the consciousness. Yeah? The Brahman consciousness. And the last line that is omitted in our book is, to the sage whose consciousness has overcome limitations, there is neither day nor night. So this is important. I thought it should have been in our book. Yes.
So, Ektaji, Shiva's, isn't he like the destructor?
Yeah. So basically, how it is nothing but an impulse of the consciousness. That impulse of the consciousness in the Hiranyagarbha that gives birth or gives rise to this entire creation is Brahma. It's just an impulse. Just like there is an impulse that can create something, there is an impulse that can just wash it away, can destroy it. Yeah? That impulse is the Shiva impulse. Yeah? So now, this is very difficult to understand, but do not imagine Brahma and Vishnu the way we imagined in mythology, and it's not like that. But understand it, that time that appears to you and me, yeah, is not in stone. Yeah. You can even experience this if any of you ever gets a chance, that once you travel in space, yeah, your time becomes very slow compared to the time on earth. Theory of relativity, do you know this?
In fact, there's a new movie out, Interstellar.
Yeah, and
about
there.
that only, about parallel time doesn't exist.
universe.
Parallel universes, time doesn't exist, and how different versus time is different.
Yes,
It's
yes.
A little bit like Leela's journey.
Yes. So I was going to give you this homework, but before you go for the movie, first you revise theory of relativity. Yeah? Because if you don't know these few basic things in science, it's very difficult to comprehend what's happening. To understand that, you have to read a little bit of, don't read, I will actually send you a link on theory of relativity. It is on YouTube, very well explained. Yeah, theory of relativity. First you understand what is the theory of relativity, how time can be different, just for us only. If we are doing space travel, yeah, time really slows down for us. Yeah. So understand the theory of relativity and watch Interstellar. You will see how science explains that time is not the way you and I think it is fixed. It is not like that. Yeah. And time and space, yeah, they are not two different entities. They are one. It is called time space. Yeah. You will get it. You will understand it once I send you this link. You will understand that better. And then you go for Interstellar. Then you will understand the movie better if you have your science, in the right place. Yeah. So this will become very clear to you how time can be different. You want to continue?
Rama asked, how does the delusion of the notions of I and the world arise in the first place without any cause? Vasistha replied, as all things are equally indwelt by intelligence, so at all times in every way the uncreated is all, the self of all. We use the expression all things, it is only a figure of speech, for only the infinite consciousness or Brahman exists. Just as there is no division between a bracelet and gold, there is no division between the universe and the infinite consciousness. The latter alone is the universe. The universe as such is not the infinite consciousness, just as the bracelet is made of gold, but gold is not made of bracelet. In that infinite consciousness, there is an inherent non-recognition of its infinite nature that appears to manifest as I and the world. Just as there is an image of a marble slab, even if it has not been carved, even so this notion of I and the world exists in the infinite consciousness. That is known as its creation. The word creation has no other connotation. No creation takes place in the Supreme Being or the infinite consciousness, and the infinite consciousness is not involved in the creation. They do not stand in a divided relationship to each other.
Yeah.
The infinite.
I will just quickly do it. This part is a revision of all that you have been reading. Yeah. So there's nothing new here. The most important point in the second paragraph, first line is, in the infinite consciousness, there is inherent non-recognition of the infinite nature. What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of non-recognition? That means Maya is inherent in the consciousness. Do you get it? Long back, I think one of you had asked me this question. How this happens? That means even inside the Brahman there is Maya. Yeah. So this is what clarifies that. Yes, Maya is its inherent nature. Yeah. Understand the meaning of inherent. Yeah. Like in a flower, it is inherent to bloom. Like in a bird, it is inherent to fly. Like in air, it is inherent to move. Just like that, in the consciousness, Maya is inherent. This non-recognition of its infinite nature. This is nothing but Maya. Yeah? This is again not detailed here, but in the other book, it is explained more in details that Maya is its nature. Yes, the rest is all repetition. Yeah? And the creation has happened because of that I. That I divided everything. But divided is also not, saying it is divided is not justification. There is no division really. They are not two separate entities. Yeah? This is the consciousness. Everything, you, me, every little object in your room, the space, the air, everything is the Brahman consciousness, and it is Maya at the same time. Yeah? So you cannot say these are two different entities. They are not two separate. Yes? So that's why the last line is very important. They do not stand in a divided relationship to each other. Yes? They are one. You can continue.
The infinite consciousness regards its own intelligence and its own heart, as it were, though it is not different from it, even as wind is not different from its own movement. At that very moment, when there is unreal division, there arises in that consciousness the notion of space, which on account of the power of the consciousness appears as the element known as space. That itself later believes itself to be air, and then fire. From this notion there arises the appearance of fire and light. That itself further entertains the notion of water with its inherent faculty of taste. And that itself believes itself to be the earth with its inherent faculty of smell, and also its characteristic of solidity. Thus, do the water and the earth elements appear to have manifested themselves.
Yeah. What Ashtavakra is this?
The 5 elements.
Ashtavakra 3. Yeah, the secret of elements. Yeah, it is exactly that explained here. Yeah, how these elements relate to your 5 senses. Yeah, though they just explained water related to taste and earth related to smell, but you have to understand that it is just like a concise form of the real Yoga Vasistha, where all 5 are detailed in exactly the same manner as we studied in Ashtavakra. Yeah, and also very important here. See the 3rd line of the paragraph. At that very moment, when there is unreal division, there arises in that consciousness the notion of space. Just like how you have a notion, oh, I am a bird and I am flying. And in your dream, you really start flying. But you're actually not flying. You are sleeping on your bed. But in your dream, what happens? That becomes a reality. You really have wings. Yeah? And that is the only reality. Exactly like that, there is this notion of space, and there is space. And then in space, there is the notion of water, and then there is water. And in that, there is notion of earth, there is earth. In that, there is notion of fire, there is fire. Are you understanding this? This is how everything has come to be. Everything is nothing but a thought. Yes. You and I, everybody, everything around you is nothing but a thought. Yes. Everything is a dream. Now we'll go to 63. Somebody else can start reading now. Okay.
And the Vasistha continued. At the same time, the same infinite consciousness held in itself the notion of a unit of time equal to 1/1,000,000th of the twinkling of an eye. And from this evolved the time scale right up to an epoch consisting of several revolutions of the 4 ages, which is the lifespan of one cosmic creation. infinite consciousness itself is uninvolved in these, for it is devoid of rising and settling, which are essential to all time scales. And it is devoid of beginning, middle, and end.
Okay, let me stop you there. Yeah. So, time is also a notion. Yes. Exactly the way your 5 elements have come out from a notion, time is also a notion. And see, very beautifully it is described here. What is one cosmic creation? Several revolutions of the 4 ages. What are the 4 ages? Satyug?
Satyug,
Kaliyug,
Dwapar Yug, and Kaliyug.
Correct. Yeah. Satyug, Kaliyug, Treta Yug and Dwapar Yug. Yes. These are different yugas as they are explained, but understand you go through these 4 in your spiritual journey. Yeah. What is Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga is that state of mind where I am completely lost in this Maya. Everything material is what attracts me. My mind, my life, everything is about this material world and Maya. Yeah? That is the Kali Yuga in my own mind. Yeah? Every individual also has his 4 yugas. It's the cycle of an individual state also. Yeah? Though you say it is also of the creation, but even in you, yeah, you have moved away from Kali Yuga. One step ahead. Where are you now? Dwapar Yuga. Yeah, you are in Dwapar. What happens here? You have recognized, oh, this is Maya. And I am so caught up. Yeah? You are not enlightened yet. Yeah, but you have a recognition. This is Maya. Yeah? A little bit of awakening has happened. But it is not so strong in Dwapar. What happens? It keeps pulling you, keeps pulling you, keeps pulling you. And you get lost also for some time. And then again you come back. Yeah. What is Treta Yuga? Yeah, you reach a stage where this Maya does not bind you so much. Yeah? You are not caught up in this Maya. And you have stopped creating new karma. But you have some residual karma from the past and you have to exhaust that. That is Treta. When you reach Treta, yeah, you've become so strong, you've become higher than this Maya. You recognize it. Now you cannot get lost in it. You cannot, the way you used to just get lost in the tide, yeah, now you don't get lost in the tide at all. But you still have residual karma to exhaust. And then finally, what is Satyug? Finally, where you are enlightened. When you're beyond this Maya, you can just laugh at it. It's only a Leela. It's all a game. Yes, so yugas are not just in the creation, huh? Every individual has his own 4 yugas and he goes through them. Now, homework for you. Which yuga are you in? Really? The infinite consciousness, the last line, is devoid of a beginning, a middle, and end. Yeah? Do not think that there was a beginning for this consciousness, yeah? The way most of you wrote in your answers, yeah? Like from a pool of consciousness, you all came out. Yeah? What do you imagine before the pool of consciousness? I hope I'm not thinking that that was the beginning of any time or the consciousness. There is no beginning for the consciousness or an end for this consciousness. Yeah? It is just like a circle. Is there any beginning or an end for a circle? No, no? Just like that it is. Yeah? There is no beginning for this consciousness and no end. Yeah? You can read ahead.
The infinite consciousness alone is the reality, ever awake and enlightened. And with creation also it is the same. That infinite consciousness alone is unenlightened appearance of this creation. And even after this creation, it is the same always. It is ever the same. When one realizes in the self, by the self, that consciousness alone is the absolute Brahman, then he experiences it as all, even as the one energy dwelling in all his limbs. One can say that this world appearance is really only so far as it is the manifestation of consciousness, and because of direct experience, and it is unreal when it is grasped with the mind and the sense organs. Wind is perceived as real in its motion, and it appears to be non-existent when there is no motion. Even so, this world appearance can be regarded as both real and unreal. The mirage-like appearance of the three worlds exists as not different from the absolute Brahman.
So, in the second paragraph, the most important line is, the infinite consciousness alone is the unenlightened appearance of this creation. Yeah? Like we discussed, that Maya is inherent in the consciousness. Yeah? Because of this Maya, there is this unenlightened appearance of the consciousness, and that unenlightened appearance of the consciousness is nothing but this creation. Yeah? The five elements and the permutation combination of the five elements all around you and you. All this is the unenlightened appearance of that same consciousness. Yeah? Anyway, they are not separate. It is just for us to understand that they have put it in these words. Yeah? It is the same Brahman consciousness. When one realizes in the self, by the self, that consciousness is the absolute Brahman, then he experiences it as all, even as the one energy dwelling in all limbs. Do you say the energy in this hand is different from the energy in the head? It's the same, no? Yeah? Just like that, it is the same consciousness in everything, in all. Yeah? And you experience this at Satyug, yeah? When you reach that enlightened state. The first sentence is very important of the next paragraph. One can say that this world appearance is real only so far as it is the manifestation of consciousness. Everything that you see around is manifested because of that consciousness. It is that consciousness, right? That is why you can say it is real, because finally it is the consciousness. The Brahman consciousness is real, and the manifestation of that Brahman consciousness, which is real, has to be real. Yeah? So in that way, this world appearance is real because of direct experience. And it is unreal also. And when is it unreal? When it is grasped with the mind and the sense organs, when I get lost in this world, in the Maya of this world. Yeah? I lose myself, I lose my identity. I forget the Purusha or the energy. And I get lost in the material aspects of this world. Yeah? Then it is unreal. So it can be said to be both real and unreal. This he has spoken before also. Yeah? He's just reiterating that point again. Yeah? And he gives you example, just like wind, when it is not moving, you feel it is non-existent. Yeah? And just like there is a mirage. Yeah? But actually it does not exist. So like that only This world is not different from the Brahman.
The creation exists in Brahman just as a sprout exists in the seed. Liquidity in water, sweetness in milk, and pungency in capsicum. But in ignorance it appears to be different from the independent of Brahman. There is no one cause for the world's existence as a pure reflection in the absolute Brahman. When there is a notion of creation, the creation seems to be. And when through self-effort there is an understanding of non-creation, there is no world. Nothing has ever been created anywhere at any time, and nothing comes to an end either. The absolute Brahman is all the supreme peace, unborn, pure consciousness, and permanent. Worlds within worlds appear in every atom. What can be the cause, and how will these arise? As and when one turns away from the notions of I and the world, one is liberated. The notion of I am this is the sole bondage here. They who know the infinite consciousness as a nameless, formless substratum of the universe gain victory over samsara, the bed of history.
Okay, so the last paragraph. I am this is the sole bondage here. Which Ashtavakra is this?
You are free. You are free.
You are free right now. Ashtavakra 5. Yes. Yadaham bandhanam tada. Yada naham tada moksha. Remember? Yes. When I am not there, then there is liberation. When I am there, there is bondage. It's the same thing exactly explained here. It is only because of I that this world has come into being. The moment that I drops, everything will just seem one to you. Only one Brahman consciousness. Now we go to the most important page. Now who's going to read?
I can read. Brahma asked, it is evident that Brahman alone exists, O holy sage. But then why do even these sages and men of wisdom exist in this world, as if so ordained by God? And what is God? Vasistha replied, there does exist, O Brahma, the power or energy of the infinite consciousness, which is in motion all the time. That alone is the reality of all inevitable futuristic events, for it penetrates all the epoch in time. It is by that power that the nature of every object in the universe is ordained. The power, Chit Shakti, is also known as Mahasatta, the great existence, Mahachiti, the great intelligence, Mahashakti, the great power, Mahadrishti, the great vision, Mahakriya, the great doer or doing, Mahodbhava, the great becoming, Mahaspanda, the great vibration. It is this power that endows everything with its characteristic quality. But this power is not different from or independent of the absolute Brahman. It is as real as a pie in the sky. Sages make a verbal distinction between Brahman and the power and declare that creation is the work of that power.
Yeah, he says there is some power or energy of the infinite consciousness. This Brahman has a power. This power is in motion at all times. And that alone is the reality of all inevitable futuristic events. What is the meaning of inevitable futuristic events?
Something that will happen in the future you can't avoid it. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yes. Whatever is happening anyways is inevitable. Yeah? Inevitable means what?
Something that you cannot avoid.
That which you cannot avoid, that which will happen. Yeah? Prashanjit, it is Murphy's law. What can happen will happen. Yes. There is a power that directs everything that is happening in your life. Yeah? Whether you get a job, you don't get a job, you get a house, or you don't get a house, the house breaks. Yeah? Whatever is happening in your life, yeah, there is some inevitability to it. Inevitability means it cannot be avoided. It is going to happen. Yeah? It is in the future, you cannot see it. Yes, but there is an inevitability to these events, and this is run by that power. This is ordained by that power. Yeah? Very important. Understand, if I have karma, there has to be some power out there that is throwing that karma in my direction. How does that karma fall into my lap at a particular time? There has to be an order, right? There does exist, O Rama, the power or energy of the infinite consciousness, which is in motion all the time. That alone is the reality of all inevitable futuristic events, for it penetrates all the epochs in time. It does not matter when you have done this karma. It doesn't matter how many lifetimes ago you did that karma. If that karma has to come back to you, there is a higher order that is running it, that has the command over it. When person A will come into your life and give you grief, or when person B will come into your life and shower you with love and blessings. That is what we are talking about here. And it is this power that is called Chitta Shakti. It is also called Mahasatta, the great existence. Mahachitti, the great intelligence. Mahashakti, great power. Mahadrishti, the great vision. Mahakriya, this is the most important word. We always forget that I am not the doer. I am one little pawn on a chess board. I do not even have the right to decide which direction I want to move, when I want to move. There is one player. I keep telling you, there is one player that is playing this game of chess. He is the doer of all.
Ektaji, all this yoga, Vasistha, all these pages, it all explains that whatever we are, it's because of what we want to be here. It's all our own thoughts that manifest. And then this whole thing about we are not the doer, or it's all some Mahashakti doing it. I mean, it's confusing.
Okay, let me explain this. Now suppose I say I want to become a pilot. I have thrown one desire to the universe. Okay? Then after a few years I say no, I don't want to become a pilot, I want to become a teacher. I've thrown another desire into the universe. Yeah, I'm a growing up kid, a teenager, imagine. Then I grow up a little more and a few years I say no, I want to become a dancer. And I've thrown out all these things, all these desires into the universe. Now, when these desires get fulfilled, there has to be some power running it, no? This is that power which brings that desire, manifests it into my life. Sandeep is nothing but a manifestation of Chandan's desire. Now the universe does not understand whether you said, I like Sandeep or I dislike Sandeep. It just heard what? Sandeep. And Sandeep is there in your life. So I have manifested everything out of my own desires. That is how My dream has evolved from one dream into another and from another into another. One world inside another, another world inside another. All this is because of my only thoughts. But when which thought is going to materialize in which form, this is done by this power.
And you're saying that is preordained. It doesn't matter what our thoughts are. The power will ultimately decide what is preordained for us.
Perfect. Yeah. You may say that I dislike this thing. Yeah. And I like this thing. Yeah. But the universe does not understand I dislike and I like. The universe just gets the signal of that strong attachment, that strong emotion that you are holding towards a particular thing. And that manifests in your life. Yeah, you may have fear of something. The universe does not understand that you don't want it. It just sees that heavy attachment, that heavy connection of emotion for a person or a situation or a thing. Yeah, it does not understand is it raga or is it dvesha, and that is why your fears always materialize. Have you noticed? Yeah, you fear this should not happen, this should not happen. That thing definitely happens in your life.
That's what they say, be careful what you wish for.
Correct. That is why even in Bhagavad Gita, you remember, Lord Krishna says, the moment a thought comes, what do you do to it? Bye bye. Prajahati. Goodbye. The moment the desire comes, drop. The moment it comes, drop. Yeah? Let go. Yeah? Whatever is good for me, let that happen. Yeah? Don't hang on to desires. This hanging on to desires creates that strong emotion for a thing or a person or a situation, and the universe could give you exactly the opposite because it does not understand whether it is raga or dvesha. Yes, and this that I'm saying, the universe is actually this Mahasatta or Mahachitti, this power, this Chitta Shakti that I'm talking about. So let me complete that. I was in the middle. Mahakriya is the great doer or doing. It is doing everything. You are not really doing anything. Yeah, you think you are doing. This one thing will become a little more clearer when you watch this movie Interstellar. You recognize that you are not doing anything. It is all happening. Especially when you see the scene where he goes into a parallel universe. Yeah, I don't want to give you the entire story, but that's when you bring to your mind about Yoga Vasistha. It is the Mahod Bhava, the great becoming, and the Mahaspanda, the great vibration. Yeah, and it is a power that endows everything with its characteristic quality. What does this mean? The quality of fire is heat. That is the characteristic quality. The quality of water is to flow and to put out heat, to cool down. Yeah, that is the quality of water. Like that only the quality of a flower is to spread fragrance. Yeah. Like that only every small little thing in this universe has its characteristic quality because of this Shakti. Yes, like that only you have your qualities and skills because of this Shakti. But this power is not different from or independent of the absolute Brahman. It is as real as a pie in the sky. There is no pie in the sky, right? Yeah, it's just an idiom. Yeah? It means something imaginary, just like a castle in the air. It's not there. Yeah? Sages make a verbal distinction between Brahman and the power and declare that creation is a work of that power. Yeah? This is just for our understanding. Read the next line. The distinction is verbal. Even as one speaks of the body as a whole and its parts, yeah, the body is not different from the heart or one leg or one hand. Yeah? It is all the body. Like that only, this Shakti is not different from the Brahman or the consciousness. Just for our understanding, it is said that it is the power of the consciousness. The infinite consciousness becomes aware of its inherent power, even as one becomes aware of the limbs of his body. Such awareness is known as Niyati, the power of the absolute that determines nature. It is also known as Daiva or divine dispensation. So this power itself is called Niyati, or the recognition of the Brahman. Yeah, that this is my inherent power is Niyati. Yeah? So in other words, Niyati is giving you whatever is coming your way. You really do not have a choice in things. You cannot say that, oh, I am the doer, I am doing everything. You are not really doing anything. It is not in your hands only. In every way, life tells you everything is happening. You are not the doer. This is exactly that. Niyati is the great doer. It does everything. And whatever is happening in your life, good or bad, happy or sad, it is all ordained by Niyati. And this is called Daivam. Yeah? This state, yeah, is called Daivam. In Hindi we say, if the divine wants, it will happen. Yeah? We say like that. No? This is the meaning of it. That it is Daiva or divine dispensation. Yeah? If the divine wants, it will happen. In Muslims also they say, Inshallah. Yeah? It is exactly this. Literally the divine will. If the divine wants, it will happen. This is Niyati. Now I will let somebody read ahead.
That you should ask me these questions is ordained by me, and that you should act upon my teaching is also ordained by me. If one says, the divine will feed me and remains idle, that also is work of Niyati. This Niyati cannot be set aside even by gods like Buddha. But wise men should not give up self-effort because of this, for Niyati functions only as and through self-effort. This Niyati has two aspects, human and superhuman. The former is seen where self-effort bears fruit, and latter where it does not.
Okay, let me stop you here. Yeah. So, you getting interested in the spiritual knowledge, this was also decided by Niyati. You cannot say, oh, I made an effort to come every Sunday and listen to Ashtavakra and complete Ashtavakra. I made an effort to listen to Upanishads. I made an effort to pick up the Yoga Vasistha and start reading it. It was all ordained by Niyati. Even you acting upon this teaching, applying this knowledge, doing the homework, this is also ordained by Niyati. Now you remember so many people started with us on this path and few of them dropped away. Yeah, they are not here. That is also ordained by Niyati. Yeah. It's extremely complicated. Yeah. Yet you cannot say that, okay, anyway, everything Niyati is doing, I'm going to sit on this couch and wait for it to happen. You sitting on the couch and deciding that I'm not going to do anything is also ordained by Niyati. You just cannot run away from it.
There is also Viveka, right?
This Viveka, yeah, that Rupa is using to distinguish between right and wrong, good and bad, this way or that way. Yeah, this Viveka becoming strong or not, this also was ordained by Niyati. Oh, ho! So you cannot even just sit and do nothing. Yeah, you have to keep doing your self-effort. Yes. So now it has two parts, this Niyati. A human form and a superhuman form. So in your chart, if you're making your flow charts, you will write Niyati and human and superhuman form. Human form, where whatever self-effort you are doing, yeah, you're really giving 100% to listening to this knowledge and doing something, and really you become enlightened. Your whatever efforts, they yield results. This is the human form. And superhuman form, where whatever you do, it does not yield results. You can see it, human and superhuman. The former is seen where self-effort bears fruit. Former is human, yeah? And latter where it does not. Both are niyati. That even when I am making all the efforts, I am going to the gym, I am exercising and I am losing weight and I am becoming healthy and I'm doing so much of an effort, and all this is still niyati. It's amazing. Yeah? It is the human form of niyati. And when you do all the same efforts and still you don't lose weight and you still don't, whatever, you're getting ready and fit for running a marathon and you lose it, you cannot do it. That failure of yours, that is also niyati. That is in the superhuman form.
Why is it called superhuman? I didn't get it.
Because it is not in the human, it's not in Subhu's hands to do anything about it. Yeah, so many times, no, we put in our 100% effort. We do everything that we can and still we fail. Hasn't it happened? And you really wonder, boss, I really put in 100% of my effort. I could not have even put one little bit more in it. I really did all I could, but still no fruits. Hota hai na? Happens to all of us, right? It is called the superhuman form of Niyati. Yeah? Beyond the human ability to achieve.
Beyond human.
Yeah.
So the astrology contribute to the superhuman form.
Astrology is like a roadmap. You have a GPS in the car. What does the GPS do?
It depends.
It just tells you this is the road. Take this road. If you by mistake miss one exit on the highway, what does it do? It recalculates and it tells you now after these two exits, the next one will be the best way to go. That's all astrology is. A road map. Yeah, it just tells you now is a good time to get out of this. Yeah, or now is a good time to get into this. But it cannot tell you whether you will fail or succeed in it. It will just give you the best time to put in your self-effort. Yeah. So in a way we can say astrology can give you a roadmap where the human form of Niyati has a stronger influence. Yeah. And can tell you, oh, right now the superhuman form of Niyati is stronger, so pray and do whatever puja and whatever they tell you. That is the way astrology is just a roadmap. But astrology cannot tell you you are going to win or you are going to lose.
If one remains idle, depending upon Niyati to do everything for him, he soon discovers that his life departs for life is action. He can, by entering into the highest superconscious state, stop the breath and attain liberation. But then, that is indeed the greatest self-effort.
Yeah. You cannot sit. Yeah, wait, let me complete this. You cannot sit idle. Remember this. Yeah. By reading this, don't think, okay, now there is no use of doing anything. Anyways, Niyati decides. No. Yeah, you cannot remain idle. You cannot depend on Niyati to do everything. Yeah. Very beautifully, Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that you will do some or the other karma, no? Even blinking your eyes is a karma, is an action. Yeah. Even eating food, you need to eat food, you need to get up and wash yourself, clean yourself, basics you need to do. Yeah. You will have to do karma. There is no way to avoid karma. Yeah. So, never move towards non-action, he says. Do every karma, but while doing your karma, recognize I am not the doer. This is moving from karma to akarma. What is the meaning of moving from karma to akarma?
Going on neutral.
Beautiful, even, perfect. Even while doing all the actions in the world, I am not creating any agami karma. This is the meaning of moving from karma to akarma. Yeah? कर्म से अकर्म की ओर, कर्ता से अकर्ता की ओर. From a doer moving to non-doership. कर्ता से अकर्ता की ओर. कर्म से अकर्म की ओर. So keep doing your effort. 100% effort is very important. This is called Purushartha. So when you listen to Nitin Bhaiya, Rishi Nitya Pragya, when he says Purushartha, Purushartha means self-effort. That word is not here, but in the Hindi text of Yoga Vasistha, that is the word used for self-effort. Yeah? So write it down so that you understand when he's talking. Purushartha is self-effort. You must do your self-effort. You cannot sit idle. You cannot give up and say everything will be taken care of. Daivam. Daivam is the same as Niyati. What is Daivam? Don't look at the book. You tell me what is Daivam?
Fate.
Or divine dispensation or Niyati. Everything will be taken care by Niyati is Daivam. Yeah? And what is Purushartha?
Self-effort in this lifetime.
Good. Self-effort. Right now. Yes? These are the two words that Nitin Bhaiya uses. Yes? And you will understand that. And the most beautiful part here is that you can attain the highest superconscious state. You can stop the breath and attain liberation. But remember, that is also the greatest self-effort. You cannot say that is done without effort. Yeah? So do not think I will remain idle and do nothing. Rupa, you can read the last.
The infinite consciousness alone appears as one thing in one place and another in another place. There is no division between that consciousness and its power, as there is no division between wave and water, limbs and the body. Such division is experienced only by the ignorant.
Okay. So, this is very simple. Yeah, this is a repetition. That is, everything is nothing but the Brahman consciousness. So, I will stop here today. Yeah, you can read the next 3 pages, but the next 3 pages do not talk about Niyati and Purushartha, Daivam and Purushartha, or about Niyati. So don't try to think, look for an answer there. It is best that you stop here and you just be with this knowledge for a day at least. Then you go ahead and read the next 3 pages before next Wednesday. Yeah? Any questions?
I have some questions in the chat. Mohit asked, if I'm the one with the notion, how do other people's minds see the same thing as I do, since we don't have the same thought?
What do you mean by somebody else seeing the same? You mean you and I being in the same Yoga Vasistha class? If that's the question, Mohit. it's not just you thinking about the same thing. Even I had the same notion. Even Ghazal had the same notion. Even Prashanjit had the same notion. Even Rupa had the same notion. Yeah. All of us had the same notion of being in this Yoga Vasistha class. This is just an example. That's how we are all in the same situation together. Yes? Similarly, in your life, whoever is there, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, you all had a similar notion of being together somehow. Yeah? That notion is not necessarily I want, understand. That notion could also be I don't want. But I have discussed this n number of times. Universe does not understand the difference between want and don't want. It just sees the attachment behind it. And you're all together. Do you get it? That's how you, Arunji and Geetaji are all together in the same house. Yeah? That's how we all come together in similar situations. Now apply this to your office. Apply this to art of living. Apply this to your friends. Yeah? Everywhere you look, even your relatives, your extended family, your cousins and your mamas and kakas and chachas and chachis and mamis, whatever, your extended family. Yeah? It's such a beautiful mechanism and it's all driven by karma. Notion equals karma. Understand this. It's simple. Yeah? Hope I answered your question.
Ektaji, Mohit has responded. So he says, sorry, by notion, I mean if I imagine something to look the same way, how do others see the same thing? If it is in my fancy, created by my imagination, isn't my imagination different from others' imagination, which is part of the mind? Only the consciousness is the same.
No, we are all the same. Yeah, and we imagine also the same things. Yeah, the mind is very limited. Yeah, imagine a small piece, okay, a big piece of magnet breaks into many thousands of small pieces. Now all these thousand small pieces of the magnet, they are basically the same magnet, no? There is no difference between this piece that fell in the North Pole and this piece that fell in the South Pole. It does not matter where they are, how they are. They behave in the same way. They have the same magnetic quality. Yes? They have the same properties. Like that only, we are all the same Purusha. There is, in essence, no difference between Ekta and Mohit. Both are one and the same. Yeah? So, the imaginations, the notions that come up in us are also very similar to each other. Yeah? It is only that the attachment of Mohit to one particular notion could be very heavy, and that same attachment for Ekta to that same notion might be nothing. Don't care. Whereas for one particular notion, Ekta could be very attached and Mohit is not so attached. Are you getting it? Yeah? The magnetic properties are the same. When two of us are very attached to a particular notion, we come together in the same situation. That's how we are here.
In this, the patient we just finished in 64, it says, Niyati is ordained, everything we do is ordained by Niyati.
Yeah.
But on page 24, right, it says, by self-effort of Purushartha, the fruits of our endeavors will be, the Purushartha has more potential
Yes.
than our fate or Niyati.
Yes. So it is the same thing, no? When you have put in 100% of effort, yeah, then the human form of Niyati gives results. Yeah. But when my efforts are not so, strong, I'm very lukewarm in my effort, in whatever I'm doing, then the superhuman form of Niyati wins. Yeah, and I don't get fruits. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Drop I. Very simple. Drop this I only. This I is the problem. The mind does not want to let go of I am doing. Yeah. See, even after so much Ashtavakra, so much Yoga Vasistha, the mind still wants to say, no, I am doing. It's I. She does not mean to say that. No, I am doing. Isn't your mind doing that? Observe this. It's so strongly gripped by Maya. This is the grip of Maya that just does not let you believe that I am not the doer.
And I guess the word self-effort throws us off, and that I comes back. Even Purusharth or self-effort means that we're making that effort.
Yeah, but it's not really that. It is just to tell you that you cannot just sit on the couch and do nothing. Yeah. Action is inherent in this physical body. Forget everything else. Just this physical body. Can it sit on a couch for 24 hours doing nothing? Even on a Sunday, you get bored watching TV for 8 to 10 hours. You need to get up and do something. You need to get up and go. You need to get up and eat. Yeah? Your body will not let you sit. Yeah? Recognize this. Yeah? Language is very limited. Beyond a point, it cannot be explained in words. You have to understand this. Action is inbuilt in everything in this creation, in this universe that we have created. You are part of this creation. Action is going to happen. It is inherent. For example, you are dreaming. In your dream, you are flying. You are going to continue to fly, no? In that dream that you are flying, you cannot just stop flying because the dream has a continuum. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. It has a momentum of its own, and you have to go with that momentum. There is no option. You have already started dreaming. That dream is on its track. Just like that, this is a dream. And we are already moving on that track. Now you can't stop. I want to get off the plane right now. Pilot, stop. I want to get off the plane right now. It's not possible. Recognize this. Understand this a little bit more. Yeah? And reflect through in your own life, in your own personal situations where you really thought that you were in control. So many times we think, no, I am in control, and suddenly everything collapses. And sometimes everything is so fantastic without you doing anything, without you even thinking about it, isn't it? How? How does this magic happen? How? Think about these questions. Yeah.
Isn't intuition part of this as well? And you have an intuition about the situation that's in these 5 minutes, this is going to happen, and it happens.
Absolutely. This is what, when I have lost this identification with I, this ego has dropped for a few minutes. Yeah. I am in that realm of consciousness that is beyond the small mind. Yeah. When I am beyond the small mind is where the intuitive body becomes more vibrant, more in connection with that Niyati. Yeah? When you are in connection with that Niyati, these things happen. Yeah? So homework for you. Think more about Niyati and Purushartha. Understand it till it goes in, you will not rest. Yes? Even in your dreams, you're supposed to think about Niyati and Purushartha. Yes? Understand it completely. I have to get this. How can I not get this? So, till you don't understand Niyati, you will not rest. Okay? It is not there in the next 3 pages. So, don't try to look for it in the book. Yeah? Understand it. Okay? Jai Gurudev.
Jai
Thank you.